The Red Clay School District, where first of all we have Dr. Mervyn Dougherty, who is the superintendent for the Red Clay School District.
That's that handsome man sitting there, right?
Yes, we're happy to have you this evening.
A pleasure to be here.
I know you're a busy man on a Sunday evening. It shows your dedication to the district, towards our parents, students, and the staff, and also the administrators who were actually involved with this program this evening. So we have three outstanding administrators who are going to talk with us this evening. But more importantly, Dr. Dougherty, we want you just to tell us a little bit about what's going on with the Red Clay School District, and particularly as it relates to the city of Wilmington. What are some of the things that you're doing?
Well, I told Michael now, so when you ask me that question, I know it's an only hour program. Doc, first of all, thanks for letting us come on. I love talking about Red Clay and the things we're doing. And I know the three principals you have tonight from the city elementary schools. I know they're excited about being here. But I'm so excited about what is going on in our district with, what we've tried to do is meet the needs of our students. And our Board of Education and our staffs, we have certain common goals. And the first thing is, if we're not meeting the needs of our students, then what do we need to do to change our direction? And this coming year, as we continue to move forward, we put programs into place to make sure that by the time our children get to third grade, they're above reading proficiency. That's a goal of our district. We're making that a public goal. We're looking at our middle school programs and putting more staff. We put more counselors in our middle schools this year. We put more teachers in our elementary schools. We went to a class size. We went to a gender classes into Warner to engage the students more. We've done things such as after school programs to meet specific needs. When we look at our high school, and as we go through, we are a large district, 28 schools, almost 18,000 students. When you look at what's going on, we travel 10,000 miles a day, serve 17,000 meals. There's a lot going on in our district every day. And when we look at what we have to do at a pre-K to 12 now, because this year we started a pilot Warner, but we are starting a pre-K program in several of our schools next year for parents to bring their children in at 4 years old, either AM or PM, to work on reading proficiency and vocabulary so we can get them earlier. If we could take every one of our students in fourth grade to do that, that'd be perfect. But we know that there's also issues out there. Yes. And as you and I have talked many times about, how do we meet the needs of not only our children but our parents? Yes. And a nice thing that I know you're aware of that we're doing in our district, but we have a partnership with Nemours and AI Children's Hospital. Starting in next year, 2 of our schools, as a pilot, will have family community centers in there where our parents and our children will get additional health services and some other additional needs that they have. And with the communications that we're trying to do with, I know Malik Stewart does a great job with our Title I program. But there are so many needs out there that we have for our children to try to meet them. How do we do that? How do we, one of the programs that we have this summer that you're familiar with is the Summer Enrichment Program. Yes. 2 years ago we started with 300. Last year we had over 650. This year we're going for 1,200 students that they can come in the summer for 22 days free. We're going to feed them breakfast and lunch, and they're going to work for 3.5 hours a day on vocabulary and reading comprehension. Not as a summer school, it's not punitive. They're volunteering to come in to get ready for next year. So as a third grade student, if you have a child who's a third grade student, and they want to get ready for fourth grade, those 22 days, and it's a 1-to-10 ratio. And what we found out that our teachers love this opportunity to do a 1-to-10 ratio. They really get to bond with the students. Yes. The children, the feedback we get from the children, that it's just exciting to have them involved. And when you're trying to look at a system, as everything's up with Race to the Top and No Child Left Behind, we have to look at a system that involves all of our children and all of our parents. Mm-hmm. And when you look at No Child Left Behind, there is a philosophy behind that. It's these children are our future. And how do we guarantee that we are getting them ready for what's going to occur? One thing we did this year with all of our high school students, we took every child's picture in 9th grade with their cap and gown, saying, we expect you to graduate. You walk into any of our high schools, you will see the class of 2014 pictures of every 9th grade student in their cap and gown. We expect you in 4 years to graduate. We had students tell us that no one had ever told them that. that we expect our children to be ready for college, you know, with the SATs and taking the SATs and preparing them. How do we increase rigor? And the opportunities that I think that Red Clay is providing for the very diverse population that we have is exciting for me, but for the people that we have with the training that we've done with our teachers, and in the city especially, where it's not uncommon for children to move from school to school throughout the school year. And how do they get that safe and secure environment to where they feel that you want them? And I think the people that you're going to have on today, the 3 principals, have done an excellent job with their staffs.
Yes.
And I think if you go into our school, and I think perception is the one thing that hurts education. Everybody wants to talk about what's going on in schools, but they never really go into the schools. And I would encourage parents from elementary, middle, to high to walk into our schools. You will see phenomenal things going on in our elementary, our middle, and our high schools that you won't see anywhere else. You will see strong instruction occurring in our schools. And I've had parents say to me, well, I've heard this about school A or B. And the first question I have you walked into the school?
Yes.
They say no. I said, if you've walked into one of our city schools, you will see unbelievable teaching going on by the staff. You will see after school activities you will see nowhere else, maybe in the country. You will see Saturday programs. You will see parent involvement. We have 300 parents show up at a city school for the involvement because we're teaching them how to work with their children on reading and work with their children, and they walk out with a book in their hand. You see parents start to get more involved. I think one thing we've been able to do is create a trust, and I hope we continue that path, a trust with our parents. I can see why parents may not want to give us that full confidence at times. But I think over the past couple of years, we've been able to build a bridge that says, you know, we understand the importance of your child as an individual.
Right.
And you know, my passion is that, you know, none of our children should fail. We have situations where that occurs. How do we get them to that point? Bertie Watson, as you know, has done a great job with our dropout prevention program. We've cut that down to under 4% dropout rate, which is phenomenal in the state, where we don't want you to walk out. We will do everything we can to help you, because these kids have, you and I growing up, we didn't have these issues. And now they're walking out with so many things that are going on in their life at home that, you know, breaks your heart at times. You say, well, you know, we want you to be successful, because if we can get you that diploma, it opens up other doors for you. It opens up opportunities that will move you forward. And when we're talking about, you hear all the things that happen on in the city or in the suburbs of kids not doing this or doing that. We have great kids. They need direction.
That's great.
And how do we, as not just the school system, but how do we as community leaders, as parents, community centers, how do we work together for the common good of that child? I think we're on the right path. I think there's a lot of things that are going on with community centers we're working with. We've tried to reach out to everyone. We're holding meetings with a lot of our constituents, a lot of the people that support Red Clay. And it's not about the money. It's about the child. And I think we've actually got the attention of everybody to realize that is about the child and the activities that are going on, and everything that we do and we talk about our district office to our schools is the benefit in the child.
Well, I think your leadership has just been phenomenal, and I've had an opportunity to do some work at the various meetings with you as it relates to working with the mayor. We've been on committees together, you, Bertie Watson, and others, so your commitment has been there. And I think that's the fact that you're working with these programs in the city, particularly at the different agencies, West End Neighborhood House, the same thing over there with the Haight-Sampson Community Center. With Hilltop. You're actually involved, and I think that's a credit to your leadership.
Well, thank you.
And, you know, when you talk about youngsters receiving a thorough education, it really starts with the leadership of our educators, and also starts in the home. You have made every effort to get parents involved with the schools, and I'm a witness to that. This one of the programs I attended at Warner School, 300 some youngsters in the parents coming out for an evening program. I was there.
And I understand how difficult it is. You know, we know a lot of our parents are working long hours, maybe working 2 jobs. So you know, we provide meals. That's one thing, and people look at it and say, why do you do that? Well, if I want the parents of a child to come to a school at night, then let's go ahead and feed them. Let's go ahead and take their children and work with their children in the library while they are getting some instruction from us, and it's a variety of things. To the point, when we do the college fair, we invite our parents out. We have the family resource fair.